All right, let's get to the 4 o'clock games. Arizona Cardinals at the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks favored by 7.5 here against the Cardinals.
I mean, my narrative on Arizona is the same every week. Like, they're probably going to lose, but they'll make it difficult.
Yeah. And I'm starting to lose a little bit of that confidence as well.
Kyler Murray getting not activated. He's in the window, the designated for return thing.
Yeah.
He's got 3 weeks, basically, to get back.
I'm wondering if they want to do that.
Well, evidently they do, because they just put him in that window, right?
Yeah. I'm just wondering if you want to really rush him back and steal a few wins. And
I mean, that might not be. I mean, is that rushing him back in this world of, like, Rodgers wants to come back for the playoffs from an Achilles?
Not rushing him back, but do you really want Kyler Murray to play 6 to 8 games or whatever it might be, and you win 3 or 4 of them potentially?
Well, they're in a tough spot where Kyler Murray playing doesn't do them a lot of good because they want the draft picks, right? But
that's what I'm saying.
But getting an evaluation on Kyler Murray is actually important and becomes more important the higher the draft pick is. So, because it's a completely new regime, remember? Like, the group that's there now is not the group that committed to Kyler Murray. Ostensibly, they don't know what they have in this guy.
New system. It's
right.
His first time outside of the air raid.
Exactly. So they desperately need information on what Kyler Murray is as a quarterback. And remember, this is a guy that, like, who knows how much of this is real or not. But the homework clause in the contract, the Call of Duty stuff, like, there's at least information swirling about, is he actually the leader that you want as your franchise quarterback, yada, 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 right? And it might be 100% fictional bullshit, but it's something they need to figure out themselves, right? Actually identify if he's the quarterback, because you might be putting yourself in a position where you have a draft pick for a Drake May or even a Caleb Williams if Drake May becomes the number 1 guy. Like, and you don't know right now whether or not that's a better option than Kyler Murray.
Some people have Drake May, number 1.
That's what I'm saying.
Mike Renner.
Mike Renner has it.
Renner?
Really?
I'm not sure if I'm giving anything away from his podcast or whatever, but we ranked QBs yesterday on his show.
And Renner has Drake May number 1.
Drake May number 1. Not by a wide margin, slim margin. He's got a 1A and a 1B, but he's got Drake May number 1. I think we'll hear more of that, especially if Caleb Williams keeps dropping his eyes against pressure for the rest of the season. But right. Seattle, we always joke about Seattle kind of like playing down to their competition, and, as a 7.5 point favorite, not always great, but I like Seattle in this game. I think Arizona's I think they're slowly morphing back into what we thought they were at the beginning of the season, which was, a bottom.
Bad. They were supposed to be the worst team in the NFL.
I was trying to say it nicely.
No, you don't need to say it nicely. They were bad, theoretically, on paper.
Seattle's receivers, there's just too much of an advantage there against this Cardinals secondary with DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. I still want to see Jackson Smith and Jigba get going and what they could figure out there. Devin Witherspoon looks like a Defensive Rookie of the Year candidate really for Seattle.
It's completely irrelevant since they changed, the regime. But which is the rock, paper, scissors way that this division works? Who does Arizona always cause problems for?
Is it Seattle?
That's what I'm wondering.
I didn't know Arizona was in that mix.
That changed
thought it was
they have a good record against somebody. Like, it's literally every team in that division has a weirdly specific record against the other ones.
The Cardinals, when they weren't even good, were taking an awesome Seattle team. Remember they had like the 6-6 game in overtime?
Yeah. So even though everybody relevant to that is now not playing for them or coaching for them or general managing them, I'm going to go with Arizona to cover.
I'll take Seattle. By the way, we talked earlier. You got to do ARZ, please, not AZ.
No, I don't.
Every week I correct you.
That's because you're using the wrong thing.
It's not AZ. No one else uses AZ.
Everybody uses that.
Arizona's, that's the state abbreviation, but not the team abbreviation.
Everybody uses that. The only people that don't are the dumb NFL thing that have weird things that we rail against. Like
Phoenix.
HST.
Make them Phoenix. PHO.
Isn't it a PHX?
Oh, PHX, yeah, maybe. No, that's the airport, I think. I don't know. By the way, really quick, Geno Smith is having a different type of season. Remember last year it felt top-heavy, a few 90s. This year it's like consistent in the 70s. Mm-hmm. But, again, those red zone turnover-worthy plays, got to cut down on those, Geno.